other parts of life. And I would definitely say I suffered from a little bit of depression during that time because of my financial situation. I felt like, I wasn't doing enough to provide for my daughter, which for me was the killer. I didn't want her to grow up feeling like, we're broke, we don't have any money, I can't do the things that I want to do. So of course I wanted to change that, but I felt like I did not really have a plan until my late 20s to get out of that space. I say that to say I wish back then I realized that, it wasn't the end of the world, that I can still move forward. And I don't know why he tries to make me feel bad about that, but anyway, that is something that I wish I would have had in my 20s. Not that I'm not going to get it in my 30s, but I wish I would have done it younger, because I feel like the lack of traveling, and I say this for myself because I haven't traveled a whole lot, creates a limited mindset. All we see is where we are. For me, in America, things are very limited thinking about life, finances, race, career, everything. And I feel like when you are traveling, you get exposed to different things so that you can broaden your mindset. And that's just how I look at traveling. I could be wrong because obviously I haven't traveled, but I would think that it would have that positive effect on me. We're gonna move on to the relationship stuff. I wish I would have known. And we ain't just talking about men. So before that, let's go ahead and hop into a eye tutorial. I'm gonna just run some music and all right, y'all. Let's talk about these relationships. They didn't mean it like that. It's because of something else. No, it's another thing that I personally have learned about relationships is when it comes to friends or people, I would say it was more of an internal struggle for me in my 20s, because it wasn't something I shared with a lot of people, but there were some people who were around me that I felt like they knew more people in the city. This is not stiff enough. It's not doing what I needed to do. Yeah, there were people around me that were like popular, or a lot of people knew them, or they were, just that girl, you know what I'm saying? And not that there's anything wrong with that, but that was just not who I was. But for a long time, I envied that, and I wanted to be that person. I fought that part of my personality, that introvert that you actually are. You're more like unapologetic about your choices and your personality and your just being. And it's okay to embrace my individuality. I ain't gotta be like you, and that doesn't make me less of a person. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be more happy when you are catering to yourself, your own wants, your own needs. And if I keep saying you, y'all don't mind me. I'm really just talking about myself. Another thing that I have learned is that, you know what I'm saying, I can do whatever I want. I don't have to still follow or do the things that my family wants me to do. Yes, my family has instilled amazing, things in me, and I want to respect my family. So it doesn't mean it's a lot. In my 20s, I was a lot more concerned about other people's idea of me and what they prefer for me based on their own life experiences. When I'm having my own life experiences, I'm deciding things for myself. I'm coming into my own, and I remember, being scared or not speaking up for myself in multiple situations because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or because I want them to feel okay with my decisions. And it took me a while to realize, child, no, you a grown woman, speak up for yourself. And I regret going through my 20s and not doing that. And this also includes at work, job. I know, at work we have a boss and we have people that are over us, so we have to watch what we say, be respectful with a team, and they wouldn't give me a freaking team. It took until I left to really speak up about how I was feeling about that situation. And I personally feel like that job, that experience could have been better for me had I learned to speak up a little bit earlier. Another really big one for me that I learned in my 20s in general is not to